Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the Miami Dolphins versus Kansas City Chiefs Week 16 matchup based on analytics. Each week, I collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and project potential NFL performance. And since it's a weekly collection, there's always going to be some variation between various variables. However, there's always going to be little nuggets of truth that could become bigger nuggets of truth as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics. And if you are new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So, starting with this matchup between the Dolphins and the Chiefs. When you look at the NFL stat basic comparison data, and basic comparison data essentially looks at how the offense is doing, how the defense is doing, and of course how the special teams is doing from a statistical standpoint based on data. And when you look at all these factors, when it comes to the NFL stat data and all other kind of stuff, most of it favors the Kansas City Chiefs. When you look at offensively, so let's just dive into it. So offensively speaking, the Chiefs have better turnover ratio. They don't turn the football over as much as the Dolphins do. On top of that, sack percentage. The Dolphins don't really allow as many sacks in terms of their ability there as well. Then, of course, you look at offensive score percentage, which actually Dolphins are more so in terms of not allowing sacks. But the big one is offensive score percentage, which is basically the ability to put points on the board on every offensive drive. The Chiefs are one of the best teams in the NFL when it comes to that ability, whereas the Dolphins are one of the worst in the NFL when it comes to that ability. So essentially, the Chiefs are just able to put points on the board more often on every drive compared to the Dolphins. So offensively, major disparity. This is why the Dolphins are so heavily favored, is because of that, how high the disparity is between the Chiefs offense and the Dolphins defense. Now, the Dolphins do have a slightly better defense in some ways. In terms of defensive offensive score percentage, they're slightly better to the Chiefs. The Dolphins also have a better sack percentage, whereas the Chiefs have better turnover ratio and better interception percentage. But in many ways, I would say the defenses are pretty much even. The Dolphins' defense is about as effective as the Chiefs' defense when it comes to preventing points. And in many ways, that kind of makes them both even in my eyes. But the major factor, like the big thing that really causes the Chiefs to be so favored in this game is because of their offense, is because of their offensive score percentage specifically. So that is the big reason why the Chiefs are so favored in this game. It's not so much because of defense, because the defenses in many ways I would say are pretty much the same in many ways, except for the Chiefs are just able to get more turnovers. But definitely more so kind of even in that area. Now, when you get to special teams data, so looking at things like punt return yardage, kick return yardage, etc., the Dolphins have better punt return yardage, the Chiefs have better kick return yardage. Defensive punt return yardage and defensive kick return yardage more so favors the Dolphins. Field goal percentage favors the Dolphins. Extra point percentage favors the Chiefs. Punting average favors the Dolphins as well. But if I was actually going to give the winner here, every week I tell you guys this, so if you're used to the videos, but field goal percentage is by far the most important statistic when it comes to winning football games in terms of special teams data. And the Chiefs have the Chiefs don't really have the better field goal percentage the Dolphins do, and that is why I would kind of give the special teams advantage to the Dolphins. So, again, I think when you look at special teams, field goal percentage is a big factor in terms of winning football games. It's just common sense stuff as well, but correlation-wise, you're going to win more football games if you have the better field goal percentage. And the Dolphins have that, whereas the Chiefs don't quite have the same efficiency. It's pretty close, but I definitely would give the edge to the Dolphins here. However, offensively, the Chiefs are just so dominant that you just kind of have to give it to the Chiefs. So again, when you look at the overall data, the defense is pretty even for the most part between both these teams. Special teams wise does slightly go to the Dolphins because of their field goal percentage. But if you're talking about just purely the ability to put points on the board, the Chiefs overwhelmingly do that a lot better than the Dolphins do. And that is why they are so heavily favored in this game. Now, when you get to some other sort of matchups, so now we're getting into some different micro matchups or situational football, if you will. When you look at the Chiefs offense versus the Dolphins defense when it comes to completion percentage, for example, the Chiefs are favored on first and second down, whereas third down more so kind of goes towards the Dolphins here. But as you can see, the Chiefs will have success in every down except for third down when it comes to completion percentage data. Then, of course, you get to the Dolphins offense versus the Chiefs defense when it comes to completion percentage. And in this particular area, the Chiefs are favored on first, second, and third down. This has been the one thing about the Chiefs defense that they've done really well is preventing completions, but it hasn't really translated to other things, as you'll see in a second. But definitely, this is one area where the Chiefs defense does pretty well is completion percentage, preventing completions. Then, of course, you get to rushing down. So this is first down conversion rate with the run. This doesn't really have anything to do with yardage or explosive plays. It mainly has to do with the ability to get first downs with the run in various downs and distances. So if it is second and 4 to 6, the more often you get first downs compared to the rest of the NFL, the higher that score is going to be. And in this particular area, the Dolphins defense is favored on second and third down. Those have been the money downs for the Dolphins defense. I still think the Chiefs are going to have success rushing the football, especially when you look at that first down situation, because the Dolphins have one of the worst first down rushing defenses in the NFL when it comes to preventing first downs. But I would definitely give the edge to the Dolphins here in terms of second down and third down. But I do think the Chiefs will have success because of the breakdowns that the Dolphins defense has when it comes to first down situations. Then we get to the Dolphins rushing offense versus the Chiefs rushing defense, where the Dolphins are favored on first and third down. So I definitely think the Dolphins might have some success rushing the football in this game just because of how poor the Chiefs defense is at preventing the run, at least preventing first downs from happening. And then, of course, we get to passing downs between the Chiefs passing offense and the Dolphins passing defense. This particular area, the Chiefs passing offense is favored on first and second down. Major down and distance to watch is, of course, third down. That's probably the biggest weak spot for the Chiefs is the ability to convert in third down situations for them. Then, of course, we get to the Dolphins passing offense versus Chiefs passing defense, where the Dolphins are favored on first and second down. Big disparity on third down, though. So the down and distance where it really matters the most in terms of converting, the Chiefs are favored here. But I do think the Dolphins will have some success getting some first downs here and there on first and second down. Which is why, again, the Chiefs have a very good ability to prevent completions, but they're not exactly translating that on every down when it comes to preventing first downs from happening with the pass. So that's been the biggest breakdown in their defense this year. Then you get to sack rate between the Chiefs offense and the Dolphins defense, where the Chiefs are favored on first and second down. Key down and distance to watch, though, is third down situations. Most of the sacks that the Chiefs give up come on third down, and most of the sacks that the Dolphins force come on third down as well. So that's going to be the main down and distance that I would pay attention to see if the Dolphins can get some sacks and create some havoc. Then, of course, you get to the Dolphins offense versus the Chiefs defense when it comes to sack rate. So, again, the opposite. And in this area, the Dolphins are favored on first and second down. Third down more even, but I would give the advantage to the Dolphins here for the most part. The Chiefs defense, for whatever reason, has not really been that amazing when it comes to generating sacks, all that kind of stuff. So definitely an area that's kind of worrisome here. Then, of course, you get to interception ratio between the Chiefs offense and the Dolphins defense, where the Chiefs are favored on first and third down. So definitely the main down and distance. I don't really see a lot of picks coming in this game is all I'm really trying to say. For the most part, but definitely the Chiefs are favored here in terms of interception ratio against the Dolphins defense. And then finally, we get to the Dolphins offense versus Chiefs defense when it comes to interception ratio. where the Chiefs are favored on first, second, and third down. So I do expect the Chiefs to get some interceptions in this game based on all those data points. So overall impressions of this game, who do I believe is going to win this football game? I think it's going to be the Chiefs. The one thing I will say is this: all the games that the Chiefs are really expected to win this year, they've lost. For whatever reason, the Chiefs have been that team where they go into games against teams where they should beat them and they end up losing. They went, like, mid-season, they had a point where they were doing that a lot. So this could be, I don't know, I'm just kind of wishy-washy in the Chiefs because of that. But I still have faith that against the Dolphins that they should be able to win this game. So I think overall I'm going to go Chiefs here. But let me know in the comment section below, who do you believe is going to win this football game? And of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.